MD UG.68.9 Help tell the abbot that O1 the real one will move the evening session to the afternoon. Do the Sangha together, which is the best monk seminar. Let all temples return before dark. Before telling the latest situation, let me summarize the main points first. Because it is related to the Maha Sangathan 40,000 temples event that the temple will organize to worship the Dharma on the occasion of O1's 81st birthday. Many saints do not read and do not understand the reasons. But I want to confirm that this event is a very big merit. How can it be a sin? I would like to ask everyone to be calm and calm. Don't forget that I have been the host and the leader of the merit leaders for a long time. I am well known as a leading merit leader. Between 2003 to 2016, at least as a true dream student of Witaya school who listened to Luangpur O1 as a teacher who was not the head teacher. Teaching without finding fault from the beginning and gradually finding fault, I only gained more true knowledge every day. Until becoming a regular student, both in the studio and following through the Dharma satellite dish. Since December 10, 2003, I have never missed listening to the Dharma teachings from O1, the head teacher. Including me. I have studied the Do course. Graduated with a bachelor's degree in Buddhist studies. Dhammakaya University of California, second generation with my own Buddhist knowledge. It should be accepted that I have enough knowledge to distinguish between right and wrong according to Buddhist principles and the principles that the great teacher taught. I am not wrong in analyzing which merit-making events will be meritorious or not, what must be considered. I would like to share with my friends, brothers and sisters to review and not forget a little. On March 2, 2025, I brought a clear explanation from a real expert who received the message from O1 the real person through the Dragon Hidden Body method on my Facebook, which compiled important points related to considering why the offering of alms to 40,000 temples, which the temple carried out on a large scale to worship the Dhamma O1 on the occasion of its 81st anniversary, was not considered a merit-making event even though it was clearly related to offering alms to 40,000 temples and monks joining the Sangha, which was definitely a great merit. Please listen to the following. For newcomers, I would like to summarize it here for you to read briefly for easy understanding. 1. Why? The 81st anniversary of O1, offering alms to 40,000 temples, is a sinful event. 1. To make it easy to understand merit-making work must have 3 pure qualities. 1.1 The giver is pure. 1.2 The object of donation is pure. 1.3 The recipient is pure. The recipient, giver, is pure. It must be counted as the initiator who wants this merit as the starting point. 2. When this merit is initiated by the recipient who wants to do it to worship the Dhamma O1 is 81 years old. We must look at who initiated this project. Does that person have pure intentions? When Mongkorn O1 said that he was not there and did not tell, order or want to do this project or anything after 2018 and O1 left the temple since February 2, 2019, the recipient is not the real O1. The claim that O1 did this project is an impure intention of the claimant, right? 3. Therefore, even though the giver is the pure host, the object of donation from the donation is also pure. But the recipient is not the real O1 as claimed to invite. Does this mean that there is an opportunity to claim to do it for O1 or not? But who might take advantage of this work but the temple lied that it was done for O1 to complete O1's 81st year, so it is the recipient who has impure intentions. Causing the merit to be incomplete equals sin. 4. When the intention to initiate this project is the intention of the recipient, not the giver, and the recipient has impure intentions, this work is the work of the sinful side from the beginning and is done with the aim of impure results, using the method of deceiving people to make merit for O1 with bad intentions. becoming a sinful work that has the same starting point and ending point. But creating a big event to deceive people who make merit to take their effort and money for the recipient who is not the real O1. 5. The worst is the real dragon. O1 telling the plan of the initiator of this big project, hoping that the monks will use the effort of both the monks, novices, and loyal laypeople. And O1 use the donated money of the host who loves and respects O1 to transport all Buddhists in the country. Come to the same place to eliminate everything at once. In a way that different religions do not have to spend anything, but only get the temple, money and property of all the dead people. 6. When it is not a merit-making event, it is a sinful event. And the sin from the recipient who initiated the invitation to do merit-making, expecting results, returns to the recipient who is not the real O1. Therefore, there is no merit from the beginning to the end. Even starting to plan to invite people to work, making tools for people to invite people, providing food and organizing seminars. Uses all the money of those who want merit, but it starts and ends with those with impure intentions. Along the way, no matter how big the merit is, it seems that there will be merit in each part. No matter what, it will not be merit because no part is merit, so it cannot be cut. 7. The Sawana Rungsun event of the Buddha image on the pagoda. If it was started to be used on the day of the world protection and dragon, O1 said the evil plan is that he wanted to make a magic spell through the air. Through black magic on 300,000 Buddha images to kill all Buddhists in the country if they help to bring them together that night successfully. The claim of O1 gathering 40,000 monks from 40,000 temples on the day of the world protection is therefore a pure sinful event. Just everyone still doesn't know that the initiator of this evil plan is the end. 8. Dragon. O1 the real one, take the real one to see this evil plan in a dream. With his Dhammakaya knowledge, remember to tell Kyongtawan, inform everyone in advance. O1 also hopes that there will be children who believe in his Dhammakaya knowledge enough and are his true disciples who truly intend to go to the ultimate Dhamma. Just reading this, you should understand and believe without hesitation. Do not join this sinful event. And every event that O1 did not invite, you must tell each other. Tell it to people with enough merit. 9. To gather to meet the abbot to inform him of this evil plan, which cannot be thought of by yourself. Do not want to incite to lose great merit. It's just that now it's the opposite. The side that obstructs is the side of merit, obstructing the great sin that the temple believes is making great merit. If you tell and the abbot doesn't believe, doesn't prevent or stop it first, then you will probably end your life along with all Buddhists in the country. Because O1's Dhammakaya knowledge is real, dreams are not empty wind. If this work is successful, it means the end of Buddhists. At time 19.07 Sunday the 2nd of March 2025. Update. After the dream of the real omniscient person, O1, Mongkorn took the subtle body of the real omniscient person to dream. To tell the event to O1's children to know the truth that the temple tried to push forward to have a big event organized at the temple continuously. Immediately after O6 knew that the real O1 was the real one, O1's big secretary had already cut off all work orders since the 22nd April 2018. And it is believed that the same big secretary also issued an unsigned order to ban the person who sent the story from the hidden dragon who claimed to be the real O1 since the 26th August 2018. Along with setting 5 new rules in the temple that did not have the signature of the person who ordered. After that, there was a process to eliminate the worm-chasing group that tried to file a complaint with the abbot Mu to ask for the prosecution of the monks who had evidence and witnesses that they had continuously cheated on the temple donations, totaling 7 monks during September to October 2018. The mastermind in the temple, believed to be 06, made up the news to MGR Online on the 23rd of September 2018 to claim the reason. In order to destroy the credibility of the worm-chasing group, they also drugged and ordered Ms. Arifin to be eliminated on October 19, 2018. When she was to give a statement to the DSI as a representative of the Kun Yai Chan Foundation. There was news before that 06 and the group who stole temple money wanted Ms. Arifin to give a statement to the DSI in the same way that the 7 monks did, which is to accuse her of embezzling donation money in any department, saying that she was following 01's orders. Therefore, it was 01's fault alone. But Ms. Arifin did not agree, so the worm-chasing group speculated that Ms. Arifin's death was caused by a drug order to prevent her from giving a statement that was contrary to or contradictory to what the 7 monks had previously stated. At that time, all assets of the Dhammakaya Empire were under 2 foundations, the Dhammakaya Foundation, of which 01 was the chairman, and the Kun Yai Chan Foundation, of which Ms. Arifin was the chairman. When 06 planned to eliminate 01 in the case of embezzlement of donation money, it went as far as planning to go to the money laundering case because if it was clear from the evidence that 01 was really guilty, 01 would have his assets seized, which meant the assets of the Dhammakaya Foundation. And if Kun Arifin also testified that 01 was also guilty, if the prosecutor sued the court, there would be a chance that the court would decide that 01, the president of the Dhammakaya Foundation, not only embezzled the donated money, but also laundered the donated money from the assets of the Kun Yai Chan Foundation. In order for the court to have no way to avoid the verdict, it would have to decide that 01 was guilty according to the testimonies of the 7 monk witnesses. And if Kun Arifin also joined, it would complete 2 cases in which the court would decide to seize both foundations and close the temple, seizing all assets in the Dhammakaya Empire, and could be auctioned off. But because Kun Arifin did not cooperate, and even went to testify as a witness to confirm Luangpur Dhammajayo, 01's innocence, there was a process of putting a poison in Kun Arifin's drinking water on the evening of the day before his death. And because Kun Yai Chan did not testify to the DSI, there was no one in the Kun Yai Chan Foundation to confirm 01's guilt in any money laundering. The plan to close both foundations and seize assets to auction off could not be done. And the worm-chasing group tried to file a petition to have the 7 monks convicted, causing 06 to have to deal with the worm-chasing group first. Someone saw the leader of the worm-chasing group being carried by 2 uniformed men to the corner of a building in a temple. After that, the leader of the worm-chasing group disappeared from the group meeting. The next thing we knew was in December 2018 that he had been ordained as a monk for 1 month. However, during that time, someone entered the worm-chasing group line. It is assumed that it was the leader of the worm-chasing group who had to comply with some orders or threats from the temple mafia. He might have done it himself or given the group the line group code and then deleted everyone from the group and closed the group. This was at the same time that someone learned that 06 had called a temple meeting on the night of the Kathan ceremony on November 4, 2018. Giving a decisive order to eliminate dissenting opinions, and those who did not accept 06. Therefore, it is certain that the worm-chasing group leader being carried to the corner of a building to adjust his attitude, and the fact that someone had secretly entered the worm-chasing group line and deleted everyone from the group and closed the group, were the work of those who were following 06's orders. Once 06 had dealt with the enemy in the temple, there was an announcement to appoint a new temple management committee on December 26, 2018, which will last for 1 year, with 02 as the chairman and signatory, with 06 as the vice chairman. In the clip UG.68.2 and 68.3, It was already mentioned that O6 was the mastermind behind the attempt to seize the Dhammakaya temple because of O6's own debts and the financial binding agreement that required paying off debts to other religions through the generosity of the Purple Kumari. And O6 had to eliminate O1 from any position of authority in the temple before he could seize the temple and manage any assets. When Kyongtawan told the story of the dream of the real person, it was like exposing O6's biggest and most important evil plan for everyone to know, if this plan really existed. And when O1, Mongkorn, took Kyongtawan's subtle body to dream and see specific events that O6 and his group had planned to eliminate Kyongtawan and the people around her by drugging and causing an accident in a subtle way, which made Kyongtawan have to tell her friends that O6 really had an evil plan on this year's World Protection Day, just like she had dreamed. Therefore, the O6 group thought of getting rid of the messenger like Kyongtawan and the person next to them to shut them up, even though they saw that no matter what, the majority of the temple staff, more than 95%, would not believe, would not read, and would not listen because they were more afraid of being banned from entering the temple to make merit. They were willing to close their ears and eyes and not listen to anything from their great friends like Kyongtawan and the person next to them, who had always confirmed that the stories they had sent were from O1, the real person who used a special method called Mongkorn Sangha to communicate through a person whom I called the real expert. Because I knew him well. He was not the person next to me. The big secretary of O1 had suspected that the person next to me was Mongkorn Sangha. The person next to me had confirmed with Fra Sain, the head of the temple's security department, since September 10, 2018. To try to enter the temple to see if we were really banned from entering the temple or not because the circular letter was sent without anyone signing it. It turned out that it was banned. And the security chief came to talk to us himself and specifically asked the person next to us if he was a hidden dragon or not. The person next to him clearly answered that he was not both the hidden dragon and at this time, I would like to confirm that the person next to me is not the real omniscient one. I would like to emphasize that no one can be a hidden dragon, except the real O1. The real omniscient one is the person that O1, dragon, chose to give this merit and trained the method of receiving the message by O1 himself. Therefore, when Dragon O1 let the real omniscient one dream for Kyongtawan to know in order to tell all of O1's children, especially the evil plan on this year's World Protection Day, which will have 40,000 temples and more than 100,000 people gathering at the Pagoda Square. It became true immediately when they planned to shut up the messengers like Kyongtawan and the person next to him. And because Dragon O1 let me know that O6 planned to shut my mouth for the first time in the early week of March 2025. When I told them my dream that O6 planned to shut my mouth and the person next to me, it confirmed that the dream of the real person that I told about the evil plan to massacre Buddhists on O1's 81st birthday at the Dharma Square with airborne poison came true immediately. And we were not afraid because all living beings are subject to karma. And we believe in our merit, so there is no reason for anyone to harm us. And we confirm to our friends who still read our stories that if anything happens to us, let them know that it is the work or the result of O6 and O1's big secretary. Whether they did it themselves or ordered someone or someone ordered them to follow. And we will give all the information to our friends in our closed group. Let our friends in the closed group bring the images of these two perpetrators into the spotlight and completely expose them. After 10 days, O1, Mongkorn had Kyongtawan dream again. This time, she saw a new plan that O6 would use to harm me by finding a way to slander the people around me by filing a civil lawsuit so that I would not have the freedom or convenience to tell news from Mongkorn O1 or give information to everyone. This point made it even clearer that they were O6 and O1's big secretary, with backups from Kumari, Si Muang and Ms. E, whether the evil plan is related to the two masterminds or not. They really want to do the evil plan, as I told the dream of the real wise person to let O1's children know. Even though they see that only a few people believe what I said. It cannot spoil their plan because no one believes it, and most people are still stubborn, choosing to only look at the great merit without the wisdom to consider carefully, as Mongkorn, O1 told Kiantawan to warn O1's children. We do not expect everyone to believe us, but at least, just O1's children who have made merit with the real O1 since the beginning of spreading Dhammakaya knowledge around the world from 2009 to 2016. Throughout those 7 years that O1 invited to make merit without stopping at all. The children who came to make merit during those 7 years have gained a great deal of merit to the extent that O1 can confirm that even if they did not make any new merit, but did not make even a little more sin, they would be able to keep everyone back to Dusapuri comfortably and be on the last express train heading to the ultimate Dhamma for sure. And because of the process of driving the merit making work during those 7 years, O1 spreading the good deeds through the dream in Dream Kindergarten School means that the children who receive the merits are those who love listening to the Dharma and have been following the Dharma from O1 all along. They will at least know the principles and follow the principles that O1 has taught. This will help them survive safely on the path of building merits. They will not be easily tempted by anyone to deceive them away from the path or separated them easily. Look, even we ourselves have been banned from entering the temple since August 26, 2018, which is a lifetime ban. O1, Mongkorn still lets us dream, so that we will know that with the merit that we and those around us have made in the past 7 years, it is enough for us not to have to go to the temple for the rest of our lives and not make any new merits. There is plenty left to be on the last express train to the end of the Dharma with the great revered teacher. We just don't make any new sins, not even a little bit. And always review the merits that we have made in the past, like the 10 homework assignments of the dream in Dream Kindergarten School. Which means that the children of O1 who have built merits in the same era as us and those around us have done, will have enough merits just like us. Therefore, there is no need to worry about losing merit or not having enough merit to return to Dusapuri, not being able to go to the ultimate Dharma at all. There is no reason to be afraid of not being able to go to the temple to make merit again. It just so happens that when the mafia in the temple can order good people to not enter the temple, it means that the mafia must cover all the temple's administration. What the mafia does must be bad or evil, which is sin. Because if it is good or good, they do not have to find a way to oppress O1 with a criminal case that O1 is not guilty of. But they do not have to investigate whether it is wrong or not. They can oppress until their reputation is ruined and they must resign from the position of abbot first. Even if O1 cannot be arrested, if they do not close the case to allow O1 to be free again, O1 will not be able to order anyone to do anything for O1 anymore. Because the mafia seized the temple and cut off O1's orders before O1 actually left the temple. And O1, Mongkorn, has seen in the future that he will face betrayal from O2 and O1's big secretary himself. Because everyone's ego is weak. But O1 just regrets wanting to take O2 with him on this ultimate Dharma path. Therefore, he trusted him to sit in his place to prevent O6 from easily seizing the temple and destroying everyone's merit. It was even more regrettable that O2 was weaker than expected because O2 still had a lot of bad karma from sorcery that had not yet ended. And because he had not been a Dhammakaya monk all the time. This old karma had an effect and attracted him back to being interested in sorcery to the point that he even agreed with it. There was news that he had the lay monks study sorcery, claiming that it would help protect the temple and use it to heal themselves because the Islamic side liked to use sorcery to put things on the monks in the temple, forcing them to constantly have to fix and heal, until he had a wrong view to the point of saying that Dhammakaya knowledge was too pure, so it could not handle sorcery. When the opposing side used sorcery, he had to study sorcery to fight back. When the experts clearly pointed out that 06 was a fake Muslim who had ordained, it meant that 06 knew about witchcraft and knew who to contact to do this for him. When 02 talked about this and let the monks in the temple learn this subject, it clearly showed that 02 had already abandoned the Dhammakaya within him and did not see the Buddha inside anymore. The karma of witchcraft and spells that had been with him from previous lifetimes had caused him to believe 06's incitement this time. There is something that makes it certain that it is true. In the temple, someone saw a live black dog tied up in Phi Thawan's Buddha statue workshop after Phi Thawan had passed away. A monk saw it and asked a man with the black dog, and he said that it was to practice witchcraft. When asked why he was practicing witchcraft, he said that it was to heal and even kill. When the monk who saw it said that he would report to 01, the monk who was with the black dog said that he would go talk to Luang Por himself, which probably meant 01. The monk who was with the black dog must be a person of 01's faith that Mongkorn 01 said was the godfather of witchcraft, who came to act as 01 in the temple. When the godfather of witchcraft came to be 01 in the temple, the monk who was with the black dog must be a person of fake 01. So it is not strange that the black dog was not removed from that spot. Instead, it began to do more black magic continuously by using the original Buddha statue molding factory of Phi Thawan. It also matches the chat conversation that we received not long after Phi Thawan passed away. The conversation was that a monk asked 01 about moving the Buddha statue molding factory where Phi Thawan used to work because the person had passed away. But 01 replied that Luang Por would take care of it himself. At this point, it is certain that it was the fake 01 who was the godfather of black magic. Therefore, he would take care of the old Buddha statue molding factory. Later, the black dog was tied up to do black magic. At that time, the monk who found the black dog probably did not know that there was no real 01 in the temple. And 01 who allowed using the black dog claimed that he would speak himself was the fake 01 who was the godfather of black magic. Not the real 01, because if it was the real 01, there would be no way that the black dog would be in the temple. And black magic would not be allowed in the temple. It is a false belief that the Dhammakaya knowledge is too pure, so it cannot deal with black magic. In fact, it is not. Black magic is not an obstacle to the Dhammakaya knowledge as the liars deceive. It is just that black magic is too dirty. There is no need to taint the Dhammakaya knowledge unnecessarily, but if necessary, it can be dealt with easily. Therefore, 06 tried to deceive 02 into accepting to practice black magic again so that the old karma will take effect. And the mind that leaves the monkhood to study black magic also makes the mind dark because it abandons the bright merit to take the dark sinful knowledge instead. If 02 can be deceived into believing in black magic, everything will definitely be destroyed in the future. And especially because the real 01 is no longer in the temple. It is easy for 06 to claim that the Dhammakaya knowledge cannot do anything about black magic, just deceiving that if the Dhammakaya knowledge can deal with black magic, 01 in the temple would not have allowed anyone to bring a black dog to the Buddha statue molding factory. If this kind of story reaches the ears of the monks who have heard before that 01 never allowed anyone to bring a dog to the temple, not to mention a black dog. Even ordinary dogs are not allowed to enter. But the reason they are not allowed to enter is not because they are afraid or cannot be managed. It is just dirty and difficult to take care of. It will waste the time of the monks to take care of themselves and practice Dhamma. An evil-hearted person like O6 will naturally lead and speak in a way that will benefit themselves. Using the temple people and the temple's resources to work for them in Islam. The most evil thing that the devil can do is lie. As I have heard O1 say, during the time of the Lord Buddha, he was preaching to the faithful in a city. Venerable Moggallana saw that the evil force was interfering, obstructing the listening to the Dhamma and obstructing the faithful's attainment of Dhamma. So he reported it to the Lord Buddha. The Lord Buddha told Venerable Moggallana not to interfere with the evil force's plans. But that night he encountered the evil force and said to the evil force, "Look, Mara, you once promised me that you would not interfere with the faithful's attainment of Dhamma. But today, you have broken your promise to me." The evil force replied to the Lord Buddha, "Truth is your business, but lying is our business, Mara." Then the evil force laughed and left. This clearly shows that the devil will never keep his word or tell the truth. He will never keep his promise. This is normal for the devil. When O6 chose a life path that was opposite to O1's, since he intentionally embezzled the donation money to build the Thadachivo Pagoda in 2014. Until O6 was exiled from a temple by O1 ordered O6 to go far away and not allowed to return because O6 refused to tell O1 where he took the money, what he did with it, or who he gave it to. In September 2015, O6 was on the opposite side from O1 since then. The fact that O1 said not to come back to see his face again meant that O1 saw that the center of O6's body was completely black and could not return to being a good person or a monk again. Therefore, the fact that O2 did not see the Dharma within himself like O1 did, but thought of helping O6, a sinful person, to return, hoping that he would be a good person and do good for Buddhism. O2 was deceived since then and has been deceived up until today. Even in terms of black magic, O2 was deceived by O6 into willingly accepting this infection, causing the old infection to take effect, and led the whole temple to be smitten with witchcraft without anyone knowing. And the year that the black dog was found was 2023. No matter how big or small, to be placed under the base of 24 Buddha images and place gold sheets at the core of the 2 black hair Buddha images. It is also a voluntary act to be a disciple of the godfather of sorcery, because he controls all the rituals with full sorcery and spells, and to dominate the minds of all temple visitors so that they cannot go anywhere. He has also started giving food and water to the devotees since May 2023 onwards. So the black magic subject, if done once, can cast a spell every time, and repeating it will result in denser germs again. From the fact that O1's children were people with clean and pure elements from the merit of offering rice to the Buddha every first Sunday of the month. But when they intentionally applied to write their names on the gold sheets to be followers of sorcery, repeatedly, from having no sorcery germs, they started to receive germs. If anyone misses participating in the rice offering ceremony to the Buddha in any month, they miss the distillation and the germs stick more firmly in the middle of the body. All of these new merit-making ceremonies are ceremonies initiated with the intentions of the devil and sinful side, causing everyone who joins the merit-making to have sinful stars attached to the middle of their bodies instead of merit. And before getting the bad stars, he had already thrown away all the merit that had been accumulated for a long time without knowing anything. This kind of thing, if it weren't for the Dhammakaya knowledge of the real one who was a hidden dragon telling us, who would have been able to tell us in detail like Kiantawan is doing now. Because it's something that we definitely can't think of by ourselves. When O1's children were repeatedly hit by black magic in many merit-making ceremonies, starting from 2023 to this year 2025, it's time for the power of the magic to be very strong when it hits us hard all at once. So there was a plan for this year's World Protection Day that O1 had the real experts dream for us to tell. And when they did it, they had to end Buddhism together so that they would be satisfied. The dream that we saw that the 06 side would harm us and those around us in two ways, showing that they definitely wouldn't let the event on April 22, 2025 go wrong. They had to find a way to get rid of, shut us up. Even though they wanted to be sure that only 5% of them would come to know and listen to us, but they probably still wouldn't believe us. They heavily promoted and persuaded us. Focus on the sermon of O1. Even though we say it is fake, there are more people who lack the intelligence to distinguish between real and fake. In any case, they will use the fake sermon of O1 to perform black magic, repeatedly chanting spells, including the spell that goes through the fake sermon text. Om, the Maha Ra Rue spell, which he also embeds black magic into the text to make the reader fall into a trance of delusion with a spell. Therefore, it is not surprising that even if Kiantawan has brought up various reasons to explain firmly in every matter, when a person is dominated by black magic and has some leftover, if the 06 side chants a spell each time, it will control the mind to be confused and lose intelligence every time. When lacking intelligence, they will not be able to think, will have a headache, will stop thinking and simply decide, why think so much? 40,000 monks come to the temple, it must be a merit. When it is a merit, we must do it. Whoever tries to stop it will be a sin. That's all we think. As for those who follow, read and receive information from us, when they know that 06 thinks of harming us and those around us, they are worried about us. Those who think of sharing and telling others will be shaken. And then Merritt gave us this clip to listen to. Please continue listening in the next clip.